When Teddy first appeared on our doorstep in her blue and white school uniform, I remember I was sitting on the floor, tracing shapes into fabric that Hamida would then stitch together. In a voice that was barely a whisper, she asked if we were the ones making sanitary pads from cloth. How much? She asked. She disappeared a few minutes later, as quietly as she'd arrived, a small plastic bag in her hand, holding one of our very first sanitary pads. I don't know who was more stunned by the exchange that just happened, Teddy or us. We didn't have a price or a brand, but we had just witnessed firsthand that we had created something with value for a village schoolgirl like Teddy. You see, we're all in this room because we're passionate about closing the global literacy gap, whatever it takes. For you, a period, in the literary sense, is the common form of punctuation. The end of a sentence, a full stop. For a girl like Teddy, her period is a monthly challenge that literally threatened to bring a full stop to her education. In sub-Saharan Africa, a staggering 1 in 5 girls makes it to secondary school. And the onset of puberty and menstruation corresponds directly with a drop in schoolgirl retention and completion. Without access to affordable sanitary protection, millions of girls rely on makeshift solutions to cope with their periods, like toilet paper, pieces of old cloth, leaves, banana fibers, even cow dung. Imagine how wearing these must feel. They lead to embarrassing leaks, infections, and a general lack of dignity, driving many girls to skip school on period days, to fall behind in their classes, and for some to drop out entirely. We started AfriPads 10 years ago while living in a rural village in Uganda because we believed we could rewrite the end of that story. We created a simple product innovation. It's a set of cloth, washable sanitary pads designed to provide hygienic, comfortable, and dignified protection. The beauty of our design is that it can be washed and reused for over a year. This makes our product 4 times more affordable than a year's supply of disposable sanitary pads. This is a game changer. In a country like Uganda, 70% of families can't afford to buy sanitary protection for their daughters. AfriPads is breaking that barrier. Since the day we met Teddy, AfriPads has grown exponentially. We've created 200 jobs, and 150 of our employees are village women working in our rural factory, school dropouts who would otherwise never have been pulled into the formal economy. We created a menstrual hygiene curriculum and fun tools to teach girls about the changes of puberty so they understand what's going on in their bodies. And to date, we've reached over 1.5 million girls and women with our reusable sanitary pads. But this is just the beginning. Right now, there are more than 60 million girls around the world who aren't in school. And all of these girls have a right to education. At AfriPads, we create a product, but what we truly deliver is dignity and opportunity. That morning when Teddy appeared on our doorstep, it wasn't an ordinary school day. She was about to write her year-end exams. She reappeared a few weeks later, this time with a few curious friends in tow. She told us she'd passed her exams. She was smiling, and she thanked us for giving her the confidence to go to school that week. What we know is that there are millions of girls like Teddy who will face all kinds of challenges as they try to complete their education. Our goal at AfriPads is to make sure their period isn't one of them. Thank you.